Hello there everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I am going to talk about Lego Dimensions, and today I am going to talk about Red Dwarf. So a Red Dwarf level pack would have been very cool to see in Lego Dimensions. Obviously, dropping Red Dwarf into Lego Dimensions and as one of the crossovers that feels so natural, you almost wonder why it never happened. But it did. Or did it? Yes, it did. Lego Dimensions obviously had a Red Dwarf sequence, right? Where you needed to travel with the TARDIS in the Fantastic Beasts story pack or level. I'm not quite sure. I think it was a level where you needed to go with TARDIS into like this TARDIS dock, and eventually you found this place where it had the Red Dwarf, I guess, items there. So there we go. The show is a mix of sci-fi absurdity, character-driven comedy, and iconic locations. Obviously, it would slot beautifully into the game's multiversal chaos because this series, which I really love, is also about the multiverse and parallel universes and science fiction shenanigans. So there we go. So I would say a Red Dwarf level pack would be really cool. Obviously, it would be the most likely format. So picture this. Right, Lester, Rimmer, Cat, and Creighton go on an adventure. I think the main character for this level pack could be Lester, obviously armed with curry, a guitar, and a bazooka-oid. Right, that's the gun that they use in the series. I think obviously we'll be having a level pack, but we can also have a fun pack for like Rimmer, Cat, or Crichton, right? But Lester is the main character of Red Dwarf. So Lester would have the Starbuck, maybe a Blue Midget mech robots vehicle, or maybe Scudder, or maybe the Red Dwarf itself. So the vehicle options are wide. So there we go. Rimmer is obviously a hologram made with light-based proportions, right? And it would be really interesting to see him in the game as well. So Cat, I think he would more likely be agile, so he could do like acrobat and acrobatic pole jumps and stuff like that, kind of like Wildstyle can do, right? And Creighton could hack and fix things, and cleaning based puzzle skills could also be very interesting. So intelligence is his strong suit. So yeah, the vehicles, like I said, Starbuck could be very interesting to see. Like, obviously, Starbuck could fly, go underwater, and would have a bulky smash attack because it always gets destroyed, I think. So there we go. Scudder is an interesting tiny robot helper for vents and small switches, right? Kind of like K9 from Doctor Who. The Blue Midget, obviously, it's a compact, goofy alternative vehicle where I think it's most notably known for the scene where Cat dances with it in season 8, I believe. So there we go. I think level ideas, a full story level could riff on classic episodes like Back to the Reality, or I suppose you get dropped into the despair squid hallucination and have to escape the fake lives. But I think the level could be called Back to the Red Dwarf or something like that. So there we go. It could also be something along the lines of Gunman of the Apocalypse, a Western-themed VR world where Crichton becomes the sheriff. Or Dimension Jump, Ace Rimmer swoops in. I would love to see him as like a character in this world where you can actually have a quest with. Could be very cool, right? There are other characters from Red Dwarf that I'm going to talk about. But, you know, I think Ace Rimmer could be really interesting. Maybe that's like an alternate version of Rimmer if you were to have him in a Lego minifigure form. Maybe kind of switch him around and have an Ace Rimmer version where he can glide with a crocodile. That would be so insanely funny. So there we go. So anyway, Dimension Jump is like Ace Rimmer swoops in and you hop between alternate realities. Could be also very interesting, kind of like the Sonic level pack where they also Dimension Jump. And yeah, maybe they can use the vortex from the Lego Dimensions game as like a tool to get around. I think that could be really interesting. Obviously, same goes for Doctor Who, right? Doctor Who is also owned by the BBC. It's also a BBC property. Red Dwarf is also like that. Could be really interesting to see like a doctor in behind them or something along those lines. Or suppose a polymorph adventure, a shape-shifting enemy steals your emotions, altering your character's abilities until you get them back. Could be very interesting to see, and obviously could be a very intelligent way to roam around with your character's abilities and try to fix things with them. So, Hub World and Red Dwarf. Like I said, we've seen them or we've seen a bit of the Red Dwarf ship in the Fantastic Beast level, but a free roam area could include obviously the drive room, the sleeping quarters, the science lab, the cargo bay, the garbage compactor, aka Lister's Kingdom, the infamous Holly interface popping up with jokes and sarcastic remarks. I mean, yeah, I would be totally down to see that. Hidden collectibles could include curry ingredients, Rimmer's revision notes, Cat's outfits, and Crichton's spare heads. I think with like a Crichton minifigure, he could do like mini X's or something along those lines. He could pop off his head and maybe do something with that as an ability. Could be interesting, right? So crossover potential. This is where Lego Dimensions shines. Imagine like Batman trying to understand Rimmer's, I guess, sarcasm, or Gandalf debating philosophy with Holly, or I suppose the other way around. The Doctor and Crichton comparing technology, and maybe they've known each other. I'm not quite sure because, like I said, they're both BBC properties. Obviously, Scooby-Doo running from a polymorph could be also very fun to see. And the Ghostbusters trying to trap like a hologram Rimmer. I mean, yeah, you can do whatever you would like. But obviously, this is never going to happen. But Red Dwarf and Lego Dimensions could have been very cool. And it was teased, right, with that little sequence in the Fantastic Beasts story pack. So Dave Lister, right, would have a guitar smash, kind of like Marty McFly. Curry crafting, yes, that is going to be his new ability. I think could be very interesting. So obviously there will be like cooking stations where you can make curry and maybe you eat that and you have special effects or something along those lines, kind of like you have with the Gamer Kid from a Midway arcade level, or the Scooby Snack. Could be very interesting. So he's also surprisingly good at climbing and squeezing through vents. Maybe that could also be a ability for him. So Ace Lister skin with improved combat could be interesting, or the better than life mode, temporary invincibility. So yeah, fair enough. Arnold Rimmer could obviously be light on his feet, or maybe short hovering, or I'm not quite sure. Maybe he can do like technology and intelligent panels because he's very smart. Or obviously have an Ace Rimmer variant with heroic animations, or Rimmer Directive or Rimmer Detective mode, boosts puzzle solving abilities. Cat will have the feline reflexes like double jump, wall run. I think that's doable. Claw swipe, or like tracking, because obviously he's kind of like Scooby-Doo, he can track things, and he's a cat, so yeah, cats can do that. And obviously he unlocks hidden doors by matching outfits, or maybe he will have something along the lines of like different suits, maybe, yeah. So upgrade paths or upgrade variants could be Duane Dibley skin with comedic animations. I'm going to each emote enhances speed, or maybe do a little dance like tongue-tied. I'm not quite sure. Kryte would have a tech interface, cleaning frenzy, clears hazards and can walk through them. Sparehead swap changes abilities, obviously, or maybe detach his head from his outfit or from his body. So there we go. He can do combat boosts and faster hacking, could also be very interesting. So the vehicles and the gadgets for this level pack or fun pack or whatever. Starbuck, like I said, the blue midget vehicle, the scutter could be interesting, or the Red Dwarf vehicle itself. So there we go. Yeah, you have in this hub world, or for example, you would have in this Red Dwarf hub world areas and activities like the drive room where you need to try to puzzle the time drive. Holly gives sarcastic hints. Lisa's guitar minigame in the sleeping quarters. Rimmer's revision notes collectibles like golden bricks or quest storylines. Maybe you need to find them for Rimmer himself. Crichton's crafting station, and obviously the curry station for Lister could be interesting. Hidden challenge room in the garbage compactor and the star bug hanger with vehicle upgrades, and maybe some miscellaneous monsters like the polymorph appearing once in a while. So NPCs in this world. So Holly, both Norman Lovett and Haiti Hayrich skins, or maybe computer programs. Talkie Toasted tries to force toast on you. The Legion, the Inquisitor, Gelfs, right? I think also the girl from the Red Dwarf cast, I'm going to, wait a second. Yeah, Christine Koshansky, initially introduced as like love interest for Lister. She is a competent officer on the ship and has a complex relationship with the main characters, or Captain Frank Hollister, the captain of the Red Dwarf, who appears in the early seasons and is often portrayed as incompetent. These characters contribute to the unique blend of science fiction and comedy that Red Dwarf is known for making it a beloved series among fans of the genre. So there we go. You could also meet like different versions or alternate reality versions of the main characters, like obviously their gender swapped versions, right? Or maybe their I don't know, like versions from the different realities or dimensions, right? So there we go. I think that's quite doable. Obviously, it would have been so cool to see Red Dwarf in the game, because I'm now watching the seasons and I bought a box set actually, and I'm really liking it. So I was like, okay, Red Dwarf interests me and Lego Dimensions still interests me, so let's make a video on that topic. Why not, right? Maybe I'll make videos on other topics about Lego Dimensions, like, I don't know, maybe I have no idea. I'm going to see what I come up with later down the line. But alright, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will check you later. Goodbye.